Has anybody here ever been to an abortion clinic? The first thing I saw was a huge bowl of condoms just sitting on the table in a room. And I was like, that's kind of shitty, you know? It's not, because it's kind of late. You know, and if that bowl could speak, it would have been saying like, maybe you should have thought of this.
I don't think there are many topics that are completely taboo. There are some things I would probably just feel uncomfortable talking about. Because what's interesting is that I will write, I'll write jokes that can be perceived as offensive, but they're only offensive if you're not actually listening or if you don't actually process what I've said. But I write these jokes that are on the verge of pissing people off, and yet I'm a very sensitive person, and I don't want to piss people off. So it's a strange draw that I have to these jokes.
I was at a party recently. I was talking to this woman I didn't know, and she all of a sudden she goes, "Oh, you're wearing a thumb ring." And she was like, "Well, you know what a thumb ring means, right?" She said, "Sweetie, a thumb ring means you take it up the ass." And it kind of freaked me out because I'm like, what other codes do I not know about? You know, like I'm wearing red, I like to suck your cock. I don't know, like who? That would be fine. But
I think that audiences don't immediately respect female comedians as they do with men. I think there are context differences. I think, for instance, I'm considered, or a lot of women are considered dirtier than a male comic might be considered. Like they could say the same joke, but in the context of a woman, it seems dirtier.
I guess in my world, I don't think that wearing a ring on your thumb is the best way to show that you take it up the bum. You know, I think the best way to show that you take it up the ass, bear with me, is to let someone put their penis in your asshole. And to refrain from saying things like, "Stop that. What are you doing, mister? Get out of there." And then you just kind of...
It's addictive. Like you get on stage, you kill. I mean, the first time I ever got on stage, I remember thinking, I hope that I make them laugh at least once. And then they laughed like 10 times. And I couldn't stop thinking about it. It's just a great feeling to be able to make so many people laugh.
Have you guys noticed that the new way to tell people that you're pregnant is to make your Facebook profile picture a picture of your ultrasound?
And I think people can identify with me because I think there's something real about what I'm saying. Like I think that when you leave a show that I performed at, you might feel like you kind of know me a little bit.
I think when I get pregnant, I'm gonna mix things up, you know, and just put a picture of the broken condom.
I do have a joke, which is probably one of my top 5 favorites, and one of my oldest jokes, and it's about how I was watching the Wheel of Fortune one day. There was a girl on the Wheel of Fortune, and she said, "Pat, it's always been my dream to be on Wheel of Fortune. Thank you for making my dream come true."
I was like, wow, that's a nice dream, right? That's a great dream.
But maybe when she dies and goes to heaven,
she could look up Martin Luther King. They could talk about the dreams they had while they were on Earth.
And she would be like, "Oh, yours was a good one.
But mine came true." I'm Rebecca Kohler. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
I was thinking about how there are no other professions where you say female before the name of the profession, except maybe like female impersonator. But female comic, there's no female doctors or female lawyers, you know? So there's definitely, I think it's still like pretty much a boys' club, and I think it can be good because there are less women that do stand up. I think when you're a woman and you get on stage, the audience is trying to lose perceptions about you that they think they've already made, whereas if you're a man, it's just like, oh, he's gonna say something funny.